Why would you tell me that right now?
Right before we go live.
She just pointed out that I have a bunch more gray hair. Yeah. It's called becoming distinguished.
Is that what it
okay.
is? I don't think that's what it's called.
Becoming distinguished.
Old. We old.
Whatever. I'm trying to turn into a silver fox.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I can't even see with my hat like this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I don't know why you seem to like to wear your hats. Like, you're like, you don't even want to have brows anymore.
No.
It's like your hat is your brow. So, like, when you're surprised, you go, woo. That's what you do. Woo.
You're a weirdo.
What is happening, guys? It's Sunday, so it's our Sunday live haul.
Yep.
We have lots of good stuff to show you guys today, share with you today. Yeah, Thrift Trader. You're telling me, Jason. Looks like y'all survived last night. Here's the thing. We don't go out very often.
Mm-hmm.
When we do, we're generally home by 10, 11 o'clock tops.
Because we old.
Well, we get up early. That's the thing. It's not, I wouldn't say that we're old. It's just that we like to get up early. I don't like sleeping past, to me, if it's past 7 o'clock when we get up in the morning,
we slept way in.
Yeah. And not to say that we like get right up and get right to work. Like, we pretty much lounge around. We drink our coffee. Like, we don't really get going for a good hour to 2 hours after we wake up, but we get up pretty early. So we're usually in bed early. So of course we decide the daylight savings time is when the weekend that we lose an hour is the night that we should go out and like not get home and in bed until 2 a.m, which means we really were in bed at like 3 a.m, and then waking up, like, we woke up and it was 8, but like the new time 8. So
yeah, we our
inner clock is like 7 o'clock. But I didn't want to sleep past that 8 o'clock point, because it's like, then it's like, it messes you up.
I feel like the whole day's gone.
Yeah.
So we went out Friday night. We went to Shabbat dinner at our friend's house, and then we went out last night, and then we actually have plans tonight. So we never go out ever, and now we're going out 3 nights in a row. So like, I'm already exhausted. As you can tell, this is the sweatshirt and hat hair day.
Yeah.
And whatevs. I used to be out, before Katie and I got together, I legitimately would go out 3 or 4 nights a week. And I'm not a big drinker, and I haven't been many, many years. So that really wasn't the issue. So you'd think I look hungover. I'm not. I'm just exhausted. I literally had a beer and a half last night. So I'm just old.
Ridiculous. We're going to our friend's house tonight, though. And
tonight we're just going to watch hockey and hang out at our friend's house.
It's just us hanging out with our friends at their house. So it's going to be super cash. And like, it's not like I'm
going over in a sweatshirt and yoga pants.
You go to someone's house and they're having like a party, and you have to be like on, and maybe there's people there you don't know. And it's a little taxing if you're the type of person like me, where it's like, you get kind of exhausted, kind of having to be super social. We're tonight, to me, it doesn't count as like going
tonight
out.
We're just hanging,
because we're just going to be hanging out. But I'm excited because I get to see my boyfriend Keith, and I love my Keith, and I haven't seen him in a while, and I'm excited to give him his birthday presents. So Allison says it looked like a fun concert, a bit older music. However, I bet it was right up Vicky's alley.
She's such a bitch.
Yeah, we saw the Spasmatics, and they're really, really fun. They're mainly 80s. They threw a couple of 90s songs in there, but they're mainly 80s, and they dress like kind of the stereotypical like 80s movie TV nerds.
Like Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, and they're really fun and silly, and we're trying to make the case that they should be the band that plays at eBay Open at the big party they have on Thursday night, because they're super fun, and it's like everybody knows the songs, and you can dance around a lot. And let me tell you guys, they attract some interesting fans.
Yes.
Actually, it was pretty adorable. There was this guy who probably was like in his mid to late 40s, and he's
definitely special. So
it became quickly apparent that he was probably some sort of like developmental issues or something like that.
Developmentally challenged, disabled.
But it was clearly like his favorite band. I'm guessing he probably goes there every week, because these guys play at South Point like every Saturday night. So he clearly like of course he knew all the songs because they're old songs, but he also knew like all of the different like moves and stuff like that.
Because they have the shtick on stage.
Yeah.
So he knew their set list and their moves and stuff like that. So he was dancing to everything. And then right next to him, this older guy doing the same thing. And they had this whole little dance routine going on. And I think the guy must have been his dad.
We believe that like that was his dad and maybe like his guardian. that brings him, because the dad was like had a little bit of some nerd going on with him, but he seemed a little bit,
and he had to be like
more
80.
with it. But he wasn't 80.
Oh, he was 70.
He was like
he was 70 if he was a day.
He was like super, like had his khakis on, had his polo shirt buttoned in, but he was right there next to his son and like doing little dance moves, and then they both like be like doing the stuff together. And
it was quite entertaining, but it was cute.
Man, it was pretty funny. Anyway, yeah, he's feeling spirit. Hey, every day's no pants day. Come on. For me anyway. What's other? But I see all kinds of big hitters in the house right now. Yeah, that's right. I call them big hitters. Anyway,
big hitters.
Thrifting nomads. What? Frenchie.
I know,
what?
Right? Thrifting nomads. They are the cutest little thing.
Yeah, I heard. So
they're the
Thrifting Nomads. I heard you guys have a new video out. I haven't watched it yet.
I watched it when I was at the gym yesterday. Mind you, I used to go to the gym 3-4 days a week, and now I'm fat again, so I have to get back into the gym rotation.
Guys,
but
she's adorable.
I went to the gym yesterday. Nearly died, but I went. So I was watching Thrifting Nomads while I was on the treadmill before I went and did the.
I haven't watched it, but I heard it's a good video, so I'm gonna check it out. Exclusive elegance. Heather's in the house too. What?
Heather, I was just chatting with Heather through Instagram. We were Insta messaging.
I finally started following Heather / Exclusive Elegance on Instagram like a week or two ago. Let me tell you, I'm really terrible about like following people. And I'm like, wait, how am I not? Because I think somebody else had posted something and had you tagged in it, Heather. And I was like, how am I not following them?
Oh, look, see, Thrifty Adventures. Laura's watching. She never watches live.
It's crazy.
Wow, this daylight savings time brings in all the watchers apparently.
Yep. Anyway, good to see all you guys. Looking forward to watching that Thrifty Nomads video.
Yeah, they're so cute. They do the cute little. He does these little montages, and Ed does the editing and stuff. So we don't edit. Katie doesn't edit very much. She's the one that does everything, mind you. I don't even know how to upload to YouTube, so I'm not critiquing.
Editing. I mean, editing takes a lot of time, and so it's like you have to decide. Like, do you want to put a bunch of time into editing a video, or do you want to get it up so people can watch it and get back to your regular work? We've talked about like at a certain point, our videos are monetized. At a certain point, maybe when we get like a little bit of a higher level of revenue coming from YouTube, I might look into outsourcing and finding somebody that will do editing for super cheap, and we can just like every week send them footage from, let's say, our obviously
they can send it to music and all that stuff.
Not for the live shows, but like for our sourcing videos, something like that. Like that's something I would consider like for
we need to do like an intro video, because like all the good guys do intro videos.
Yeah,
we're just little baby YouTubers so far. So,
but to me, it's like I could edit if I wanted to, but it's like it already takes up a lot of time. It literally takes, for a pre-recorded video, it still takes me a couple of hours from start to finish, because I got to upload all the footage. And then even if I'm not editing, I'm still editing, because you still have to trim the end, the front and the end of every single clip. And then you have to do some sort of like transition, because it just doesn't look as good if you have it backed up right up against each other. And then you have to export it into a different
lot of work.
file. Then you have to upload it to YouTube. So it's literally like a couple hours for a video with nothing. With
15-minute sourcing video.
With no flair, no anything. So yeah, there you go. See, Thrifting Nomads, it's a lot of work. And I'm going to bet Thrifting Nomads, that's part of why they have struggled a little bit with getting more videos up, because it is such a commitment in time.
And we're always going to do live. We're not getting rid of the live shows. We're just talking about when we do like our little like sourcing videos or videos that are not live, and maybe when we upload our live videos so people watch them later, maybe having an intro to the video, that type of thing. No editing of the live videos. We wouldn't edit these. No, not live videos. We would never edit these.
No. Yeah. Because she's talked about like, oh, we should do like editing and stuff like that. And I love it because she loves like, Rally Roots. And I'm like, not happening. It's not going to happen.
Seriously, Ryan spends a lot of time doing those videos, but they're damn good.
They are. But until we can like just send it to somebody else to do it, I'm not doing it myself. At some point, I'll pay somebody else to do it.
There you go. All right.
Anyway, I also, Hawaii bound on Tuesday. Can't wait.
She will be I hope you will send us a video or two just to make us jealous, because I want to see. But yeah. Anyway.
So let's get into this. What do you want to talk numbers? So we started a few months ago, started showing our numbers every Sunday because we think it's super important that we are completely transparent. And if we're going to be putting ourselves in the position where we're quote unquote leaders, and we know some people are looking up to us, especially newer resellers, and looking to us for advice about selling, we want to be able to back up where we're coming from, so we can at least show you like, hey, we do actually sell. We do sell at a level that if you feel like it's, I guess, good enough, that you think maybe we have some sort of level of knowledge that we can share with you, it kind of legitimizes what we're saying. And we just think it's only fair if people are spending their time watching us, listening to us.
I love looking at people's big numbers and piles and packages and things like that on Instagram and on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, but I really, really prefer when people show their real numbers. Like you can make, you know, $3 million a year on Amazon, but if you're only making 1%, then that's not that impressive now, is it? So,
or not even so much that it's not impressive. It's just that if you don't have the full picture, which a lot of it has to do with cost of goods, then the numbers just don't mean anything. It's like having an equation that's missing inputs. It doesn't mean anything. And so you just have to know, like the other day, Prince Patel had put up his numbers, like his 60-day numbers, and it was something like 180,000.
He's kicking ass.
Which is amazing, which is fantastic. And you can figure out like his average sale price is like $50, which is crazy good. And then somebody in the comments had asked like, well, what are you netting? And he said about 25%. And you know what? 25% is really good, because the way he operates is I think he's got like 80 to 90 SKUs. He only has 80 to 90 listings. He's in a really niche market of electronic stuff. I don't even know exactly what it is, but he sources it, it's used, but he's created this business that really works for him, where he can put out a lot of volume and bring in a lot of funds, and it works.
Right. It's not a business most people can replicate, but it is absolutely admirable to watch and to see his numbers. But I like the fact that he was transparent and gave people what the real numbers were.
So I think his net ends up being like something like 20,000 a month or something like that.
Which is fantastic. Which is for a single seller.
But that matters, because if you just look at somebody's thing and it says 180,000 in the last 60 days, whether that's a 25% or a 2% or a 95% net, it's like that all matters, and it makes a difference, because otherwise, again, no context. So anyway, so just something to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and
how about you go first? Because I'm gonna I just wanted to calculate a figure. So go ahead.
The calculate a figure over here. So what you're gonna do over there, nerd?
Yes, that's what I was gonna do.
What's crazy about our numbers this week is how close we are. She's been kicking my butt for like the last few weeks at least. But this week it's like we're so neck and neck, it's kind of crazy. So I'm up, my net's up like 50% this week. So I'm definitely in a much better place than I was last week. All right, this is week ending the 9th, which was yesterday. And so you can see my eBay, I had 30 orders outgoing. Etsy, I had 11. And so my total orders that went out this last week was 41. I think last week it was like 25. It was like crazy low. So eBay gross was $1,780.63. My Etsy gross was $611. And so my total gross sales for the last week was $2,391.63. Not too shabby. So my shipping was $250.78. And my promoted listing fees, both eBay and Etsy, came out to $73.47. And then my total fees, which includes those promoted listing fees, total fees between eBay and Etsy, I come out to around $360.47. And as always, to figure out our fees, we both just look at 12%. We do 12% of our total gross, which really that's overestimating, because 12% is what we probably have taken out of eBay, between eBay and PayPal. Etsy's actually lower, so we're overestimating that. And then my cost of goods, $330. I did have some higher price stuff that I paid up on. And then my total net sales, $1,450.38. Now, if you remember last week, I think it was like 900 something was my net. So definitely a huge, huge jump. I had a pretty good week, a couple of crap days on eBay, but overall a really good week. And my cost of goods, last week it was like 60 something, but I'm still staying pretty high, $58.33.
Average sale price.
Sorry, what did I say?
Cost of goods.
Sorry, average sale price. Pretty good, $58.33. I like to stay between 50 and 60. So high 50s Awesome. I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, Sandy, we do combine eBay and PayPal fees. That's what the 12% across the board is that we average for fees.
Yes.
Okay.
And I count that into eBay and Etsy, even though Etsy is technically like 8.5. 8.5 is 5.5 is their fees, and then another 3% for their payment processing.
Right.
So
okay, so this is mine. We are like neck and neck this week.
Crazy.
It's really weird. Which is back to our normal things. We usually are neck and neck. I've been kicking her ass lately, and that's not usually the way it goes. It's usually neck and neck. So, okay, so for me, I had 39 eBay sales, 6 on Etsy for a total of 45 orders. eBay was $17.82. Etsy was $5.39. For my total sales for the week, $23.21. My shipping was $2.34. I will say, I think it might have been Susie or it might be Sunny that has asked before for us to mention which sales go international, because that does affect shipping. But in this case, I actually only had 3 international sales this week, and they were all on Etsy. So my shipping was $234. Promoted listing fees, $92. They are a little bit higher. I've been going with trending rates in some category. Some categories,
it really reflects
but
your sales.
It's definitely making a difference in my sales. So that's my little test I've been doing lately. So my total fees paid between eBay, PayPal, and Etsy and promoted listing is $370. So my cost of goods, $235.
See, I spent $100 more than she did on my cost of goods.
My cost of goods is almost always very, very consistently 10% of my sales. So my total net for the week is $1,482, give or take a few dollars again, because we overestimate our fees.
Guys, look at that.
$1,450. Yep.
$32 more than me.
What? So my average sale price is $51 and change. So one of the things we talk about is figuring out your gross and your net. It's fairly consistent for me is that I sell, my net is about 65% of my gross.
And mine's more like 60 because I do a lot of retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. So it does bring my costs up. And just in general, I tend to spend, be willing to spend a lot more on my stuff. But part of that's because I limit myself by having a super niche market of like men's clothing, and I want cooler stuff and I want to be able to get the better stuff. So I'm willing to pay up quite a bit. Vicky doesn't really have to do that as much because she's going after lots of hard goods. She has a much wider variety of things.
I sell any old shit. I'm not looking to have a niche. So there you go.
Christy busted out the $2 super chat, says, love you guys, waiting for the big item, dropped 3 times. We are definitely going to be talking about that, guys. If you didn't see our sourcing video, I actually linked it down below. There was an item. You were relatively reserved in how you spoke to the guy who kept dropping your shit. But man, afterwards,
she was yelling. Savers, and I didn't want to get banned from going to Savers because that would seriously cramp my thrifting style.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I nearly killed the guy, and actually I was very, very loudly cussing. Not at him,
yes,
but absolutely in front of him. He heard every word I said.
But we'll get to that. But Thrifty Christy, super chat, shit super chat, yeah. Now I'm doing a glow stick. I'm gonna rave and bow, 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 bow.
Cut the crap.
Cut the crap. Okay. Anyway. That's what we got going on us. Those are going on for us. Those are our numbers.
Give it back. I keep mine.
Oh, sorry. Put it in your file.
You know what, Sonny? They probably would have refunded me if I had gone in and said, give me a refund, because this idiot just dropped this 3 times.
Stay tuned.
Before I left the store, so you never know.
Yeah. We are hat wearing twins.
I know.
She's copying me, though.
Twinsies.
Yeah. She's copying me. Although I like to show an appropriate amount of forehead, whereas this one over here likes to have her hat. I don't even know how you do it. She likes to have her hat.
Just on my head.
I'm just going to start doing this. How's that?
Shut up.
What's up, guys?
Anyway, this is I did not want to wash my hair. Yeah. Let me. You're welcome. Okay. You're welcome, audience. I did shower. Just didn't wash my hair. Have a hat head.
Pretty funny.
Anyway.
Pretty funny. Yeah, so we went to all 6 Savers again. We went to Buffalo Exchange. I'm loving going to Buffalo Exchange. It's kind of like my favorite stop in the middle of the day. So I've been finding good stuff there. Although this week for me though, it was definitely a lighter week. I have stuff here. I wouldn't say I'm behind, but I definitely have plenty of things I've already photographed and measured. So I didn't need to go super heavy this week. So I'm being a lot more. Huh?
Unless you count my stuff outside that is my death pile that I
right. No, and I'm not behind. It's just like I have I have all like my little measurements in here. Like I have plenty to list. And so I didn't need to like go super heavy. And so I've been being super picky. So mine's a little bit light, but you found some crazy good stuff. Mm-hmm. And in particular, the item that was dropped, but we will talk about that later. Mm-hmm. But
Allison says that was no employee. He was an undercover reseller out to sabotage my business. Probably so. The bastard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, Justin Packman's in the house.
What?
So, do we want to?
Want to what?
See, we wear our hats differently. You wear yours kind of like cocked on this. Like
I wear.
Yeah, boy. Like I can't do that. I look like.
I don't got no boy going on.
I can't do it.
Whatever. You ridiculous. Yeah, I know there was no dance off. See, she kind of did like she barely did like a little bit of a Running Man.
A little bit.
You know, trying to loosen her up. The fact that she even like tried that on, because like I was just gonna be like, I'll wear that at the end of the night. I'm gonna put that on, and she's like, well, I found it. I should be the one putting it on. I'm like,
my
really?
Thing.
And I'm like, really? But would you have even thought to do that? She's like, well, no. So it's like I'm trying to get her out of her shell a little bit, out of her serious face shell, and get her into being a little bit more silly. So next is going to be some sweet dance moves. So we just gotta push it a little bit more. Just push it a little more. Have a little bit of fun.
Ooh, Candace had an epic quick stop the other night. Johnny Watts, Lululemon, Victoria's Secret, Lily Pulitzer, all in one haul. Pretty good.
My hair will not be pink next week. I promise you guys. I promise. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's go ahead and show the highlights of our sales list. We both had some really cool sales.
Yep.
Had some fun stuff. Let's go ahead and share that stuff with you guys.
Okay.
Hold on a second here. I need to close some stuff in here. Slowing my shiz down.
What is going on?
Don't you worry about it, okay?
All right. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Vicky, do you happen to know if there's a specific name for metallic holographic paint on vintage ceramic items? Usually like lusterware, if it's China. Let me know what you think. Like, send me a message or post a picture so I know exactly what you mean by metallic holographic paint.
Mm-hmm.
It might be lusterware. Did I sell any of the Lululemon coats? Not yet. I did just list them this week though, so
yeah, they'll start. They
should start selling very long.
All right, let's go ahead and do a screen share here and get into our sold highlights for the week. And we're going to go ahead and start with you as usual.
Okay, so I did show these last week in the haul. I paid $28 for them. I listed them very quickly. I did get these pictures. They're not very good. I don't really know why. I think I just took them very quickly. Sorry, they have a little bit of a yellow tint to them. But in any case, it sold within an hour of listing. They rolled into a sale that I have going on in my store. I do let everything just roll into the sale. Mm-hmm. So they sold for $82. I listed them yesterday. They sold within an hour.
Not bad for a quick flip. And shoes are easy where it's like pictures are so fast to take.
I paid $28. I did pay up a little bit for these. These were the one thing that I bought at Buffalo Exchange last week. Mm-hmm. So I like them.
I like them.
They were cute. They were a good size. I think that's why they sold as high. But most people are selling these for in the neighborhood between $30 and $50. I asked for a lot more and did pretty well.
Yep. There you go. Can't get it if you don't ask for it. All right. My first one. I'm pretty stoked about this sale because I paid a big fat $0 for this hat. And I don't normally wear hats, but I had ordered a bunch of stuff. I had done some online arbitrage from Guess, and I ordered a bunch of stuff. And this was actually a freebie. And what's funny is there were 3 different colors to choose from. I think green, red, and yellow. And I think I can't remember, I asked for a different color and they sent me yellow. And I was like, come on. Anyway, so this was totally free. I went ahead and listed it. It actually had gone off sale. It was, 30% off, and it had gone off sale, and somebody came in and bought it for $60. And I was like, hells to the yeah. Mm-hmm. So
didn't that go international too?
No, this is not going international.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I was pretty stoked about that. Always loved getting to sell something that was free.
Yes, ma'am.
So, whoop, whoop.
If it's free, it's for me. Okay, all right. We already know that this is a horrible photograph of
What
navy
color
blue.
is this actual?
It's navy blue.
Okay.
It's just these are before the ring light. I had, and also before Katie gave me a much better lesson on photographing darker items.
Otherwise known as
learning how to use your
when
white
you
balance.
finally started listening to me.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, this finally sold. I had sold this on Etsy for a little bit more, for $225 or so, and the buyer never paid. I had made an arrangement with them to pay, and they had never paid. This was like 2 weeks ago, so I didn't really count it as being sold. So I didn't count it in my numbers or anything because they hadn't paid. And Etsy, they always pay immediately because they have to. But I had made arrangements. And anyway, he never paid. I sent him an invoice, the whole thing. So I paid $5 for this at an estate sale. The same buyer that did not pay on Etsy somehow found it on eBay, which never happens. So he found it on eBay and purchased it on eBay for a lot less. So he got it cheaper because my stuff is more expensive. I don't put anything on sale on Etsy.
Yeah.
So he did find it. It's that same buyer. I don't have a problem. His money's green. He paid for it. So I sold it for less, but that's what I would have sold it for on eBay, and I'm fine with that. So, but he did find it on eBay, which means I had it on a promoted listing and it was already on sale, and I do free shipping. None of those three things were applicable on Etsy. He saved probably $60 by buying it on eBay and cost me more money. But again, I only paid $5.
Yep. Nice work.
So it's not the photos aren't blurry, but yeah, you can't. It's hard to tell that that's navy blue.
She was talking about it being blurry because her shit about connection.
Yeah.
Okay. So next one for me, I actually took a very relatively low offer on this, but this is one of those things where I was listing it really high. I could have made more if I would have held out for longer, and there were quite a few watchers on it. But I've had this listed for a few weeks now.
Maybe 2.
Huh?
Maybe 2.
What?
You listed this with the Metallica shirt.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And so I took an offer for $90, and I just decided somebody gave an offer $90, and I think they offered something lower. We went back and forth a couple times, and then I let it sit for a little bit, and I was like, you know what, $90, why not? It's been sitting. It's faded. It could have probably gone for another $20-$30 more, but I mean, still good flip.
But $90 for a t-shirt, I'm cool with that. That's good.
I mean, I paid probably about $40 for it.
Yeah. You did pay up for it.
Yes. So, but it is what it is.
And let's see, Susie. Yes, I did have my jacket listed on both platforms at the same time. I always do. I have about 900 items on Etsy, and they're all listed on eBay as well.
Yeah, me too.
And when one sells, I take it down.
Yeah. All right. Next one for you.
This sold. I did an offer for this. I've had this listed for a couple months now, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 at most. I had paid around $10 for this, maybe a little less. And I took an offer for this for $75. And I was pretty happy with that. $75 for a vintage 80s dress.
Yeah, now we're gonna know how old stuff is based on the background. if it hits the new ring light backdrop and stuff. All right, next one for me. I hope you guys remember this t-shirt. I got probably, I don't know what, like maybe a month ago or so. And I got this at Buffalo Exchange, and it was $19. I had gotten like a few offers for it. Like a lot, I'd gotten multiple offers for like about $50 for it. And then I finally got an offer a few days ago, or this last week, for $100. And I was like, you know what? I'll take $100 for it, because that's what I figured I would probably end up getting, is about $100. So I accepted an offer for $100. Then the guy didn't pay for a few days. Then he sends me a message yesterday, the day before, and he's like, I can't use PayPal. Will you take Western Union? And I was like, no, I'm not taking Western Union. And he was a zero feedback buyer, which is not a problem. Like, I don't have an issue, because there's a lot of people who will shop from Google and come to your item, and they will maybe not have an eBay account. So it's not a big deal. However, when it comes to best offers and stuff not getting paid for, I feel like with zero feedback buyers, sometimes they're less savvy with the whole, like, once you make an offer and it gets accepted, like, you have to pay now. And like coming back and like seeing messages, like I just kind of worry about it. So another couple days went by, and lo and behold, this morning He's actually in Germany, so he also paid $24 to ship the t-shirt.
And it will cost you 10 using pirate ships.
It'll cost me a little more than that.
Right.
It'll cost me 15. And so, but yeah, so not a bad sale. And I paid, like I said, I paid $19. And actually I paid less than that because I bought everything with credit. So probably out of pocket cost me about $8 to buy this t-shirt, and then I sold it for $100 plus shipping. So anytime you see these Thunder and Lightning t-shirts, they sell for a lot. Next.
So this was a sale. Again, Allison's going to yell at me because I have been putting more of my sales as they sell on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you're probably going to see some of these repeats on Sunday's show. I apologize for that. But I'm trying to be more active on my Instagram account. In any case, many people watch the show that don't watch Instagram, don't follow me on Instagram, and vice versa. So I apologize if you're seeing both. But I picked this up. I did talk about this on our show 2 weeks ago. I picked this up in Oregon at the bins in Salem. So I paid at most $2 and change because it was like $2 per pound there. And that's what it sold for. It sold for $174.95. It sold.
I think you only had it listed for a couple of days.
It was listed for a couple of hours.
Ridiculous. I haven't sold my jacket from the bins yet.
Yeah, and there was nothing. I mean, it was vintage 80s. There's nothing wrong with it. It's absolutely authentic. It was a little wrinkly. I don't steam stuff the way Katie does. See, it still sells for me.
It's like 3 different colors.
Listen, stop critiquing my photos. My shit still sells, doesn't it? Shut your mouth. This is where I need to remind people, stop fanaticizing over your photos. If you're taking hours and hours and hours editing and trying to get your lighting just right, don't get me wrong, good photos are wonderful. Do the best you can, but you don't need to obsess.
No, you don't. And I don't. I just have a
you have a system and it works for you. I'm talking about people that find it difficult to take photos. I find it difficult to take photos. So I do the best I can, throw it up there, and frig it sells.
And I'm not saying frig it.
And frig it. I'm not gonna, kill myself over it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next one for me. In fact, we're back to back on this. Hey guys, remember this jacket from last week? I picked up this Patagonia down sweater jacket, as it's called, based on the style number. And I told you guys what's great about the Patagonia is you can actually look up the style number, the 84674, and you'll be able to identify exactly what you have. And so I listed this jacket used. It was up for $195.99. I think it lasted less than 24 hours before it was paid in full. Awesome sale. And I think
Susie says, don't judge, but we're judging. That's okay. That's all right.
But anyway, so this jacket, it was up for less than 24 hours. It was on sale, but that is my full asking price because I priced to have a discount. And so $200 for a used Patagonia down jacket, guys.
What did you pay for it again? Do you remember?
It was less than $10. I don't remember exactly what it was. I have to go back to last week's show, but I would guess, actually, no, it was $20.99. So I paid more than $10. It's $20.99, but 25% off of that. So,
right. Thrifty Nomads, person that bought that will never get lost in a crowd. Seriously, I have one that same color for sale in my store, Patagonia. It's a different style, but it's neon.
Yep, absolutely. All right. And then,
so same store, same
day.
Women's. I purchased this. I did pay less than $10. It was priced at $10.99. So I paid $7 and change for it. And this was listed and sold within an hour for that price, $107.76.
Yeah.
And super lightweight. This is first class shipping.
Mine was lightweight too.
Didn't go priority, sent it first class.
Mine could have gone first class, but when I listed it, I made the decision to put it at a padded flat rate. So I had it up as free priority just because I was like, I'd rather send it.
And again, same type of thing. I was able to figure out what the style is based on the number. Nano puff is what they call it. So, and I would never have put tomato as a color, but come to find out that's the color they use. And it is a little bit
it's that orangey red.
But I would never have thought to put that. I just would have put red.
Well, see, and that's what's great about having that style number is that it's really easy to look up and figure out what it is. Like mine was like lemongrass green or whatever. Anyway. All right, next one for me. Now we're going to head on over to Etsy. I think you have one more eBay sale, but we're going to look at my Etsy sales. This one just sold yesterday, the day before. And And again, I don't know if they're ever going to go back to showing the sale prices. I don't know what ever happened to that.
No, it used to.
If
It
they
sold
just
for like
decided-
a month. You could see it, and then it went away again.
Yeah, it was really weird. So I like to use the handy dandy flippertools.com. This is a totally free site that Joshua Newell created. He's another eBay seller and a boss member. So I like to give him credit for that. But this is just a great way to be able to go and see what something sold for. And so I sold this jacket for $99.99. It says plus shipping, but I do all free shipping on Etsy. So just like I do on eBay. So it's pretty stoked. You know,
Nice.
Nautica doesn't seem to be moving as quickly as it once did.
Mhm.
It's kind of
It's
slowed
kind
down
of like
a lot.
Tommy.
Now this jacket is
Tommy
not.
Hilfiger and Nautica are those two that were super hot like a year ago, and they're starting to slow down again.
They are starting to slow down. Depends on what it is, but this one it doesn't have anything super crazy. It's got the little flag on the arm, but yeah. So it took a while, but it did sell on Etsy. I seem to do really well with streetwear stuff on the Etsy site. So $100. I'm pretty stoked about that. I will take it. And next one for you.
This is another one I did show in the haul from Portland. I was super excited. Well, Salem, Oregon. I was super excited because this is my first board shirt that I have found in the wild. I was like the only one. It was on my thing to find. I paid up for it. I paid $20 for it. Again, listed the same day as that other jacket. This is not super old. This is a 90s vintage Pendleton. So it's still vintage, but not super old vintage. I paid $20 for it at a Goodwill, and it listed and sold within an hour for $85.
Nice. Yeah, and the thing is, because you were like, "Oh, did I list that for too low?" And I was like, "I don't know," because I have a board shirt up that I have that's listed at the same price and hasn't sold yet. So I think it's just a case of it got in front of the right buyer at the right time, and it's the right color and look that they were into. And they just pulled the trigger right away. So it makes it feel like, oh no, did I leave money on the table? I don't really think so. Maybe you could have gotten another 15, 20 bucks out of it, but whatever.
Dana, it's actually 4 months. So it's 20 cents to list for 120 days.
Basically it's 5 cents a month.
Yeah.
So,
but close. I mean, it's really very inexpensive.
All right, so my next thing, I think the rest of what I have is all t-shirts because I thought I'd show some more t-shirt sales.
Because we could never get enough t-shirts.
Hey, I got to show that they actually sell, man.
That's true.
So this t-shirt is one that I actually got at Buffalo Exchange. And I think, if I remember right, I think I paid like $9 for this. So it wasn't a $12 one. But again, I trade stuff in. So the cost to me was probably more like $5 or $6. Because I was trading stuff in for credit.
Easy.
Sneezy. And so let's go ahead and see what I sold this sucker for. And it comes up $35.99. So it's just a cool aerospace adventure t-shirt, kind of sciencey, nerdy kind of thing going on. And it just sells really well. And so I will always pick this kind of stuff up if it has a cool, depending on what the graphic looks like. But this is a cool, graphic with the little old school,
like it looks like
font.
It looks like Space Invaders font on it.
Yeah. So I just think it's a rad shirt. And
Sandy, bless you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Because I sneezed.
All right. All the rest we have is Etsy now. So what you got?
So you guys might remember this from a haul video. I did this haul video quite a while ago. This has been a haul video. I probably had this for about 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I sat out in a while. This is one of those long tail items. And yes, I did offer it to Rally Roots, to those of you that are going to mention that. I offered it to them before I ever listed it. It's not the right size. They needed a
little too small.
He needed a queen size for their spare bedroom that is Dragon Ball related. So he did take a pass on it. But I had paid maybe $6 or $7 for this, again, blanket section. And I sold it on Etsy.
Let's see.
And I had many, many, many offers on eBay for it. And they were all super low ball, but I hung out.
All right, let's see what you got here.
I sold it for $125, and I had it listed for higher than that, and the customer offered me $125 plus shipping. She did pay $25 to ship it, and she was a little closer, so it actually only cost me $10 to ship it. So I made a little bit of money on shipping for that one as well. And I had free shipping again on eBay. I had free shipping, and it has been as low as $125 on sale, and it had never sold on eBay. So Etsy, again, 99% of the time, it's a very different customer. Yeah. So I sat on this for 6 months, but it wasn't taking up a lot of space. We have the space to store things.
Your average sale price on Etsy is really high. It's much higher than mine.
It's well over $75. Yeah.
So which is pretty cool. Like overall, like I have a higher average sale price, but it seems like on Etsy you really seem to shine there with your stuff as far as like the
Yeah, I don't
price
have a
points.
problem selling fewer items for higher amounts on Etsy. Etsy, I've never had a return. My things never go on sale. My items sell for higher, and a lot of times I charge shipping on Etsy. It's an entirely different business model for me than I have on eBay.
Gretchen wants to know what does this mean? This goat.
Those are the two names of the characters that are on the comforter.
Gotcha. All right. Next t-shirt for me, Oakland Raiders. This is a Champion brand t-shirt from 1996. And it's just, just an Oakland Raiders, Oakland now soon to be Vegas Raiders. And this t-shirt, but I think it's, it's just a nice big logo on the front of it, but it's like a worn, faded t-shirt. And let's see what it sold for, guys. Let's just see. It sold for $47.99. So
what for a t-shirt? That's awesome.
I know, right? I feel like the t-shirt. I'm feeling the t-shirt love this week. I'm feeling t-shirt love lately, and I've really been putting a lot more care into the stuff that I'm sourcing and being a lot more particular and trying to grab stuff that is unique and different and is more likely to grab a higher sale price. And it seems to be paying off. So.
Yeah. Armando, we put everything that is vintage on Etsy. Etsy is only vintage items, vintage or handmade or crafting supplies. That is all that is allowed on Etsy. So of my 2,500 items, 900 and change of them are on Etsy as well. Yeah, I do buy an awful lot of vintage.
I have 1,900 items on eBay and over 800 items on Etsy, and everything that's on Etsy is also on eBay.
So we have 170 people in the chat right now watching live.
That's crazy.
Yep, 170 people that are logged in watching. So if you could hit the like button, that'd be great.
If they like it, don't just tell people what to do.
That's true.
If you're enjoying the show. All right, next one for you. This is your last one.
This is my last one. This is courtesy of Allison, Big Thrift. So if anybody was watching when she has sent us actually 2 boxes of merchandise from Alaska.
No, I can't remember. Maybe 3.
Maybe 3 boxes. Well, no, because the last box was a gift box.
Oh, okay.
Not merchandise. And we did an unboxing video, and this was part of the unboxing video a few months ago. So this cost was nothing to me, and I had this listed on both eBay and Etsy, and I knew that it would sell to the right person because it's a great piece. I just needed to wait for it to sell to the right person, and it did. It sold this week to a theater in New York.
That's so cool.
And it sold for
what?
$139.95.
That's crazy.
And they paid $10 shipping.
Yeah. How's that for free, guys? Hey, so seriously, Allison's awesome. She sent us some great stuff. I've sold some awesome stuff that she sent us. So definitely, if you're not following her on Instagram, you are super crazy because seriously, she has my favorite Instagram account. She really, because she's Big Thrift on Instagram, and her followers have kind of exploded. Like I think she's getting close to 6,000 followers. So she's got like 3 times what I have. What's great though is, first of all, she's super consistent. She puts up multiple posts per day. She shows lots of lots of sources. Yeah, lots of bolos, but she'll show stuff that she sources and tell you the crazy prices she gets stuff for. And then she shows lots of solds. So and it's all higher end stuff. Like she finds really cool, lots of vintage. And so if you're looking to learn like different brands for higher price, you're looking to like expand your knowledge and you're looking to increase your average sale price and really know what stuff to look for. She is an awesome account to follow. She has a great eye. And she also has a wealth of resource of product in Alaska. Yeah. So I'm super jealous of the ability that she has to find amazing things. I wish I could find the things that she finds, but yeah, she's got a great resource out there. We say all the time that we go back and forth between saying we're going to move to Alaska and not. And then I see the snow and say, not so much. All right. This is one of my favorite sales for this last week, if not my favorite sale, just because I don't know why, but I'm in love with these t-shirts right now. Like these kind of 80s, early 90s, like any kind of like ski sports, water sports, stuff like that. They have like these really awesome colors on them. Like they make me happy. And so I was actually kind of bummed because we went to Buffalo Exchange and they didn't have anything that kind of fell within this genre. And so I was kind of sad about it because the week before I'd found like 4 or 5. And anyway, I sold this one. It was only listed, I think it was in my haul last week, wasn't it?
Maybe.
I feel like it was. It's just, I just love it. And this one's from 1991. So yeah, the kind of late 80s, early 90s. This might have been the one that like prompted me to say we had to watch Aspen Extreme, Top Gun on the ski slopes.
Yep.
Which did you not agree?
I didn't hate it.
You didn't hate it. It's an awesome movie, guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and see. I don't know if I did this already. I probably did. Let's go ahead and see what this sold for.
Allison does not sell reseller boxes, but she should. And if she does, damn it, I'm first in line.
So telling you guys, the week before I had sold that No Fear t-shirt that had like the not the ski-doo, it was like the jet ski racing water sports.
Jet ski.
I had sold that one for $70 and then I sold this one for $60. I got this, I'm pretty sure this is one I got at Buffalo Exchange, not and so I probably paid,
I think you did because I was with you.
Yeah, I probably paid it from $10 to $12. I love it. And so I was super happy when I saw I sold this for $60. It was some girl bought it for her brother who lives in Colorado and sent it to him, so I thought that was pretty cute. Man, love it. Love it. Love it. All right, I'm going to take us off the screen share here.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just a little
45 minutes in, we haven't even done our haul yet. What?
Yeah, we're like halfway through the show. Okay.
We're chatting.
Okay.
We're chatting.
We're having a good time. What? Okay, guys, are we chatting too much? Come on. Anyway, I'm having a little love affair with t-shirts right now, which is a good thing because here's the thing that makes me a little bit sad about Vegas. Because of the seasons and how hot it gets in the summertime, it becomes much, much harder to source coats here, jackets, which are one of my favorite things, like jackets, sweatshirts, and t-shirts. Those are kind of like the trifecta of the categories that I love to source and sell. And jackets become a lot more sparse. Some of the savers here, the Goodwills, forget about it. You're not going to find jackets at all any time of the year, pretty much. The savers, though, some of the savers, at least one of them, I know Crazy Town on Charleston, doesn't even, like, they completely eliminate the jacket section once it hits summertime.
They'll have a couple of windbreakers there, maybe.
We'll be at the Tropicana Savers, and you can see into their back room. And like this last summer, I saw they had pallets of boxes, and I saw written on them men's winter wear, and I was like, I want to see what's in there. Come on, there's so much good stuff, and I want it. So I'm kind of feeling good that like I'm kind of feeling the t-shirt love because it's going to help me get through the next season and not be so sad. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe you're going to have to have Allison send you some reseller boxes.
I know, right? I keep telling Al, like, she sent us free boxes before.
I get why she doesn't do it, because here's the thing. Everything she finds is gold. So she wants to list it herself and make the most money. I totally get it. I would never do reseller boxes.
But she does have a huge backlog, death pile after death pile. And so I keep telling her, like, listen, I'll buy some actual reseller boxes from you of the good stuff, of the real good stuff. And we'll see if she bites. At some point, she's going to be like, I need a little bit of cash in my pocket. And then maybe she'll take me up on my offer. But
all right,
if possible,
let's get started with the haul.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I want to talk about, I want to show my t-shirt though. Like, look at how awesome this, you actually found this t-shirt at Buffalo Exchange. And I was like, well, that's not really something that I would be able to resell for much money, but it's super rare. I mean, maybe I could, but it's right up my alley. Look at this. It's
hard pipe
hitters. Call me criminal. Now, actually, this is,
I don't know what that means, but
it's actually a local Vegas punk band, hardcore punk band, which is great because I like me some punk. I love me some punk. So I'm happy, but really it's all about the E.T. and Michael Jackson just kind of hanging out. I don't know if this is supposed to be like their like they went and got their portraits done together.
It looks like a prom
photo. They're going to prom, or it's like their family photo. But I love it. I'm down with it. So that we're just going to include that in the haul.
Weird. I just thought it was weird. I figured you'd like it.
Well, I do love me some E.T.
And I don't want to get into a discussion about this, but dude, if anybody has HBO and is watching the whole Finding Neverland thing,
by the way, speaking of ET though, in one of my thrifting streetwear thrifting groups, somebody showed like this haul, and it was all these like brand new dead stock ET t-shirts. But by the time I saw it, actually, I think by the time they posted the picture, they already like sold them to somebody else. And I was like, oh, it would have been so sweet. So sweet. I love me some ET phone home.
You do like some ET.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not the Michael Jackson song Criminal. It's their song, Call Me Criminal. It's the punk band song.
Yeah, Michael's song is Smooth Criminal.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Which is actually my favorite Michael Jackson song. Just saying. Continue.
I like Dirty Diana.
Mm-hmm. Ew, you would.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, I'm grabbing some stuff.
We won't talk about PYT, Pretty Young Thing, that actually I think that's the video that has his sister in it, which is a little bit weird.
And it probably was not about a girl.
It's a little bit weird.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. What you got?
Okay. So I'll start, I guess. So I picked up this little dude.
Did you even ask him first?
Yep, no. I got this little puppet. He's got his tags on him. I picked him up at Crazy Town. I paid $5.99 minus 25% off. He is a vintage Jim Henson puppet. I don't know if anybody remembers, but he's the father from Bunny Picnic or something like that.
That's so cute. It's a little weird seeing a rabbit with a mustache, but you know, whatever.
He sells for about $100.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And Jen is right, just in time for Easter.
He sells for $100.
And you were like hoping it'd be like $30.
I was thinking it'd be 30 or 40. I always pick up vintage puppets. I didn't really look it up. I got it home and I was like, what? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you see these little Jim Henson, they're made by Applause. He has all his tags on him, which means he was probably shoved in a drawer or on display somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just as long as I respect him in the morning. So anyway, he sells for about $100. I'm excited to get him listed quickly. They sell quickly. There are not very many listed.
Mm-hmm.
I picked this up too. This is actually considered vintage. It's 90s Elmo. Just in time for spring and summer coming out. It's a sprinkler.
Mm-hmm,
it's unused in the box. The box is not new, but it is unused. It's never been on the ground or anything. So this little guy sells for about $50. And I paid, I don't think I took the tag off yet. So I paid $4.99. And again, 25% off. So little kids that like Elmo, he sells for about $50. I don't know why, but he does. I knew he would sell more than I knew he'd sell for more than that, and I actually have a couple little kids that I would have given this to if it didn't sell for much. So Emily asked, do we do any business consulting for newbies? We don't. If you join our Facebook group, which is listed below, it's run by Teresa Cox, and we help admin in that group. That is where we give our free advice for newbies. We do everything that we do for free. So
yeah, and we do these shows, and we do 3 live shows a week, and we answer a lot of questions. And Friday's like our Ask Me Anything, Ask Us Anything show. So I think that if you are new, just follow watch our shows, ask us questions. In the Facebook group, if you're having a problem, you can get help from everybody. You really don't need to pay for it when you're starting out because there's like a wealth of good information out there.
Exactly. So I did pick these up. For some reason, we've got some, Savers and Goodwill, we all know, goes a little bit nutso with their prices and some stuff, right? So you can get used Walmart brand cowboy boots in Savers and they're pricing them at $30. And then there's these, which they had priced at $15. I'm sorry, they had priced at $20, which they were 25% off, so I paid $15. And they're vintage Tony Lama, and these will sell for about $129. I'll pay $15 for these. I'm not going to pay $30 for a pair that maybe sells for $40 brand new. I don't understand people. So even though things are priced high, you need to learn your brands and learn quality, and you'll be able to find things even though they're nutso with pricing on things.
Yeah. And the great thing is nowadays, most people have smartphones. It's like, there's no reason why you can't look up a brand. If you see something and you think it's priced a little high, look it up. And maybe you'll realize like, oh, wow, it's priced a little high, but I can sell it for 5-10 times what they have it here for. Or you can be like, they're crazy and there's no way it's worth paying this much money for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So your turn.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to show, this was actually, I showed this in the sourcing video, but like Vicky said, way more people watch this show than usually watch our sourcing videos. And I wanted to kind of get into like a little bit more of a discussion about this, the brand. So this is Platinum Fubu. Platinum Fubu is like a hip hop streetwear brand. It used to be super popular. I would say it's on the decline right now. And so generally, I don't pick this stuff up. Maybe I would pick up a jacket like this if it was a low enough price. It was priced at like $15. Of course, then I got 25% off of that. But it's got, this is the Fat Albert Platinum Fubu or Fubu Platinum. And this particular character, I think his name is Rudy. So it's all embroidered. And it's got a bunch of embroidery on the front. So at $15, I probably would not have picked this up just as itself, but I grabbed this off of the go out rack, and the lady that was putting the stuff out, she's like, well, don't you want the pants? The pants are right here too. And so I looked at the pants, and it's the matching pants. And so I went ahead and looked up, and again, pants, you guys know me, I hate, part of the whole no pants thing is not only doing out like wearing pants, I also hate sourcing pants because I hate photographing them, I hate listing them. So usually I don't, but when I saw that it was the set, I decided it was too good to pass up. And if you look these up as a set, they'll actually sell for better than they would on their own. And so I believe I can sell these for about $100. And the reason I wanted to show them, because we were joking about how I'll buy stuff that I don't like to list, and then it'll sit there for weeks and weeks and weeks.
And then if it's pants, she gives them to me.
Yeah, and then I finally just give them to her. And I said in the sourcing video that went up yesterday, I said, I am making a promise that I'm going to make myself take pictures of these and list them. And guess what, guys? Yesterday, I took photos of everything, including these. And first thing this morning, I already have them listed.
Good for you.
I already have them listed on eBay and Etsy. So again, not necessarily a big bolo, but occasionally there are things that might be worth picking up, and it's a good size. The jacket's like a 2XL. These are a 36, 34. So decent size. They're in really good condition.
Emily, try to join our group again. We don't, we let anybody in unless you tried to use a business name or a fake made up Facebook name. We let everybody in.
It just depends. If you have if your profile is like super locked down, then sometimes you'll get
and
declined.
You created an account like yesterday, you're going to get declined because we get a lot of spammers that do that type of account.
How about this? Go in right now, right this very second, Emily, and go and request. I have my phone right here. Say in the chat that you've requested, and I'll go in and approve you right now. Because again, there's probably something like maybe you're not in enough groups, or you're not in any other groups that have anything to do with reselling, or
your name is not your name.
Your name is not your name.
Because if you try to join under a business account, we're not going to approve you. We need an actual person account.
Yeah. So just let me know, and I will approve you right now. So
those jeans are fat, funky, and fly, says Susie.
Ooh, guys, I just want to say right now, I just happened to look at this, but I'm pretty stoked because I just sold a horror soundtrack for $85. A horror soundtrack for $85, and I'm pretty stoked about it. So just wanted to say that.
Ooh, all right, exciting.
So next one for me, I picked this up at the old Buffalo Exchange. We've talked about these before, guys. This is the Cliff Angle. These are like a wool blend, made in the U.S. sweaters. They're all NFL sweaters, and I've bought and sold a few. And a lot of times I feel like people I haven't listed this yet.
Sold a few too.
Yes, a lot of times I feel like people, if you go and look at comps, there's so many times when they get way undersold. They get sold for like $30, $25. I don't get it. I've actually sourced these from other sellers on eBay because I'm like, what are they doing? Because they will sell for a lot more. And this one is a great team. I haven't looked up the comps specifically for Cowboys, but the Dallas Cowboys are one of those teams that have a really big fan base.
Rabid fan base. Yeah.
And you're more likely to get higher prices on them. But it's in great condition. I'll sell this for minimum $100, but it should be more. It was priced at $18. I had traded in some stuff, not as much as normal. So probably I paid like maybe 25% less than $18 for this, but definitely will go for $100.
We're up to 180 people watching live right now.
What?
We've gotten up, the most we've ever had, I think we had 220.
Yeah.
One time live.
Let me show one more thing real quick. This is one thing I had when we were at Buffalo Exchange. I had already gone through the jackets and the sweatshirts/sweaters and stuff, but I must have gone through. I didn't think I was going through super fast, but I must have missed this because it's a vest. I think I probably just didn't see it because had I seen it, I totally would have grabbed it. But luckily, this one over here did another pass through, and she's not as willing to pay up for Buffalo Exchange prices because there's no end of good stuff for her to get for cheaper. And so she grabbed this and was like, "Do you want this?" And it's a really nice, made in the USA, Patagonia fleece vest. It's a nice one of those really shaggy, deep pile
thick one, yeah.
Ones. I haven't done any comps on this particular one, but I would imagine I should be able to.
It has an R on the bottom.
It's some sort of company, but it doesn't really matter because it's pretty small and innocuous, so it should be fun.
Innocuous.
Innocuous, sorry. It should be fine.
Not going to let her get away with mispronouncing things.
Anyway, it should be fine because it's just like an R down the corner. Because good luck figuring out what the R logo stands for.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
But I haven't looked this up, but I would guess I'm probably going to be able to sell it for close to $100.
What'd you
I
pay
don't
for
remember
it?
what it was priced. It was under $20.
All right.
I think it was another one that was like about $16 to $18. So,
yeah, sweet.
Loving it. You can go ahead now.
All right. Why don't you check and see if you were somebody asked to join the group or not?
Yeah.
This was one of my buys at Buffalo Exchange. I bought two things this week. This thing I paid $4 for. It is a Breitling watch company. It is a Breitling Velcro wallet.
Yeah.
It's unused.
All right, really, really quick. Emily, you're in. I see that you don't even have a profile picture, so
that's why you
account's very locked down. But because we've interacted with you here on the show, we know you're a real person that is actually into reselling, so you're good to go.
Yeah, so I paid $4, and this is going to sell for about $45 or $50.
What? That's crazy. Is it because of the brand? Is it because of the style? Why?
It's because of the brand. Partly because it's a vintage style, which is cool again. This whole vinyl nylon wallet thing, and then partly because it's a high-end watch brand. And yeah, Sonny, you left $100 in there. I didn't find it. And yes, hook and loop closure when I list it. So yeah, it'll sell.
Hook and loop.
So that's one.
Hook and loop.
This I did pay up a little bit for. I paid $7.50 for this.
You're going crazy over here.
Right? What? I paid $7.50 for this, and ended this particular one. I don't know if Laura's still in the chat. I do love Disney stuff. I don't buy some of the more common Disney stuff. But anyway, this little Disney, the Furry Tale Friends, this particular package, they're real cute. And this is Jungle Book. There aren't a lot of these listed. I believe there's one listed in auction right now, and it's listed somewhere around $20 when I checked on Thursday when I bought it. I haven't checked since. I think this little guy is going to sell for about $40 to $45.
Nice. They're cute.
They're cute. It's easy to ship, already packaged, you know. Okay.
So DJ wants to know, what's the lowest you accept on an item you may have listed, for example, $125? I mean, honestly, it really depends. It depends on how long we've had it, how long. Like generally when I list something, I have in mind what I actually would be willing to accept for it. Because I usually list higher because I'm thinking of sales, I'm thinking of best offers. So like usually if I like, for instance, a t-shirt like that Harley Davidson Lightning and Thunder t-shirt, I said when I shared it on the show, I said I figured I could get like at least $100 for it. But I listed it for a lot higher. So when I did get that $100 offer, I was like, oh, it sounds good to me. Otherwise, it just depends. What do you say?
It depends on what you have, what I have paid for it, what I'm willing to accept for it. Like if I want to get $125 on something, I probably have it listed at least $175 for wiggle room with sales and things like that. I'm always running a sale of some kind, whether it's 15%, 20%, 25 is the highest I go usually. So I guess I mean, everybody's structure is a little bit different. If you have something listed for a 25, what's the lowest I would accept? Depends on if I've had a slow week or not.
Yeah. And it also depends
and
for
how
me.
old, how long I've had it. And
it depends on how exciting I think it is. So I have items that I'll pick up that to me aren't super exciting, but I know I can get good money for them. And so I'll list them. And if somebody gives me a good enough offer, I'm like, I don't really care about having it in my store. I'll go ahead and sell it. It's a decent enough ROI. Now, if it's something where I'm like those Metallica t-shirts, those vintage t-shirts where they're super, super cool. And I feel like just having them in my store elevates my store to a certain degree. And I just like that people can see that they're in there. Then I'm going to hold out more, and I'm going to expect to get a higher dollar amount. And I'm not going to be as willing to go down.
So for example, just today, or was it last night or this morning, I have a vintage, it's like 90s Escada women's suit listed in my store. First of all, women's suits don't sell very well. They don't sell very quickly. It doesn't even matter if it's designer, because most women don't wear suits anymore. They're very rarely worn in general, in business or any. People wear separates. So I had it listed for around $120 because it's Escada. It's a nice suit, but I've also had it for like 10 months maybe. So it was sitting there, and then someone asked me to, they offered me $50 today. I took it.
So Emily wants to know, if your item is listed higher than most comps, why would someone buy yours over the cheaper ones? Better marketing? There's a lot of different reasons. First and foremost, there is the whole idea of implied value. And so in the perception of value. And so if you have something and you throw it up and you're like, here's a t-shirt for $14.95, and then a similar type t-shirt maybe is listed for $29.99, people have a tendency to think that something has a higher value just because it's priced higher. But then you add in a whole bunch of other things. Like for me, I sell a lot of collectible vintage wear. And so let's say I have a t-shirt and my t-shirt's not wrinkly. It looks nice. The pictures are really nice. Somebody might be looking at stuff and it's an impulse buy, but they're going to be like imagining like, okay, that t-shirt looks super cool. It would look really good on me. And they might be more willing to buy it than the one that's taken in shadows and is all balled up and looks like crap. And then there's having like better policies, like maybe you offer free shipping, maybe you offer shipping overseas, maybe you offer, some people don't offer returns at all. And so when I go look at comps and I see a bunch of low comps, but then like, let's say there's three items that are just like the one I have, and all three of them say no returns accepted, I'm like, hell yeah, because there's a lot of buyers who refuse to buy from a seller who doesn't offer returns. So, and I do free returns. So it's a whole bunch of stuff.
No, Sonny, I don't believe in any of those conspiracy theories, to be honest with you. They've been going around for years and years and years and years. And
what's the point?
It just depends on.
eBay wants to make money.
Yeah, I mean, do I think that there are these rolling blackout things, or that at certain times the server is predisposed to show certain locations, whether it's I don't think it's programmed, but I do think that due to server overload, there is absolutely certain times where certain pockets of things are seen more than others. I don't think it's intentional by eBay. I think it's the fact of carrying millions and millions and millions and millions of listings, and however they categorize themselves out in the ether.
I think that when it comes to the search, there's a whole list. There's a whole huge list of factors that affect your placement in the search. And part of it is like competitive pricing. I don't do competitive pricing, so that's one knock against me.
Me either.
But I offer free shipping, free returns, good pictures, a lot of pictures.
Free shipping, buyer paid returns.
International stuff, everything that goes, everything that like for me adds up to higher search ranking. I do trending rates on promoted listings. So I do all kinds of different stuff. I do think that probably location probably does play a little bit into placement on the search. So I'm sure that there is something in the eBay algorithms that like, something might show up if it's right next door as opposed to across the United States, because I'm more likely to want to buy something that can get to me faster. So I don't necessarily think that doesn't happen, but I think it's that along with a whole bunch of other things. So,
and honestly, nobody knows what those things are. That's the reality. Nobody knows what they are. If we knew the secret sauce or the secret formula, or anybody that claims to, is full of shit.
Right.
It doesn't exist. Nobody knows what it is. eBay employees don't know what it is.
No, they don't tell you specifically, but when they tell you what the best practices are, when they tell you the list of things that they want you to do in order to be a top rated seller plus and get a discount, that is them giving you a recipe of things that they like that are going to help you. Which is why we say it's better to follow what their suggestions are, because it's going to result in better listing results. So
Okay.
You know one?
Yeah, I have a bunch more that you've been babbling.
Emily says I'm giving really good information. Okay?
She didn't say specifically you were.
Okay, then both of us, but still.
All right. So I paid $3.75 for this. Again, I talk about appliances and vintage electronics and kitchen appliances and stuff like that all the time. So vintage, new old stock, Black & Decker. This was made in the 90s or late 80s or something. I can't remember what the date says on this. Anyway, it's unused. Let me find the date so I can give you 87. This is under counter. And cool. It's just the handy mixer, cordless beater, nothing fantastic, right? So it was priced at $4.99. I paid 25% off of that. And don't mind my horrible nails. I need a manicure like you read about. But anyway, this is going to sell for about $100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't seem like her not accepting free returns does not seem to be hurting her.
No.
I do think, again, free returns, I do think you get a tiny little bump in the search. But on top of all of everything that we've been saying, there's so many different factors, and a lot of the things that Vicky sells, there might only be a couple other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody's going to search and there's only going to be 10 results, like who gives a crap where you're placed on the page? Because as long as you're there, and she's doing promoted listings, which means she's showing up twice on that one page. And does it really matter that she's not doing free returns? Probably not as much. Leoman, what? Leoman just came in, and not only did he just show up, he also just showed up with double his usual super chat. So
maybe he's feeling like he missed us.
All I know is I kind of miss Leoman. So Leoman's got his own little super chat song. Here's a super chat. Here's your super chat. Woo, woo, woo. Here's your super chat. Here's your super chat. Woo, woo, woo. Here's your super chat. Here's your super chat. Woo, 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 woo. What's
okay? All right. Okay, so a couple questions. Let me just address these, and we can do some more up the hall. It's getting to the point where we can't answer every question and do the show at the same time. It's just not possible. Ladita, Mama Boss, you're real confused with global shipping program because most people are confused by it. Here's the long and the short of it is Katie and I, neither one of us do it, nor do we advocate using it. We advocate learning how to ship internationally yourself. It saves your buyer money. It saves you money. You will make more money and you will have more sales. Mm-hmm. And we've done lots and lots of shows and segments where we've talked about doing your own international shipping.
But if you are a part of the global shipping program, when you sell it, the ship to address is going to be in Kentucky. And yes, you're going to ship it domestically. If it's a first class package, you'll ship it first class to Kentucky, and then they take care of the rest. Mm-hmm. So you are correct there.
Yeah, I agree, Jody. You definitely need to have some returns in your listing. I did and for anyone that doesn't know this, when eBay first came out pushing free returns last year, it was actually March 1st of last year. March 2nd, I was on eBay Radio embracing taking the free returns. I had changed my entire store, as had Katie.
Corporate shill.
As had Katie the day after, and I did it for 9 months. I figure 9 months is a very good control test pattern to see how something worked. I did 9 months, actually 8 months. I apologize. I did it for 8 months. And what I can tell you is that for me, and this is not the same for everyone else, I sell in many, many different categories. But for me, my returns went through the freaking roof. Ridiculous through the roof. I had normal returns before. My returns more than quintupled, sextupled, octupled. I don't even know how many. But it ended up so that I was like, it was completely cost prohibitive for me to do that. And I did not see an increase in sales, period. It was not worth it for me.
Yeah.
So I went back to buyer paid returns on November 1st. My sales have gone up. My returns are back down to normal, 1 a month, maybe 2 a month. That's what they've always been.
Yeah. Now the sales going up does not have anything to do with you no longer doing free returns.
No, it may or may not. Who knows?
Because there's no reason why it would add to not have free returns. It just hasn't in any way hurt you, and probably other factors have increased your sales. But Candace Pitt, $4 super chat to buy the pup some treats.
Aww.
Who gave a super chat? Who gave a super chat? Who? You like that one?
Ridiculous. Junk Jones F-tupled. That's exactly right. They F-tupled. That's what they did.
Yeah, so, and for me, doing free returns has had no negative effect on my sales. And so I feel like it's completely worth doing it for my store, because I do know that having free returns is one of the many, many factors that contributes to a higher search. And knowing that I will never be price competitive, I will do everything I can in every other area to increase that. So Shailene Brinson, my dog is barking at you.
That's funny. All right, so back to showing a few more things. So this is something Dana will probably recognize this because I've purchased a few of these before. If you ever see these in your store, do not leave them behind. I don't care how much they're asking for it. They won't be asking more than what it's worth.
Guys, no clocks left behind. You almost hit me in the face with that.
Sorry. So I paid $20 for this, or under $20. I was 25% off. This is a Seiko. These are called Melody clocks. They're plastic. They feel like nothing special, but they're made with Swarovski crystal accents, and they're musical. This is new in the box. As you can tell, it's not a complete box, but it's new in the box. I'll sell it as new open box. See, Dana's saying, oh my Lord. Yeah. So I paid under $20 for this. This will sell for about $250 to $300.
That is crazy. And super awesome.
And they all play music. I don't really know why they sell for as much as they do. I couldn't tell you because they're not made in great quality. They've got a plastic casing, the faux wood plastic casing. I don't really know what the deal is. I picked one up on a whim a few years ago at Savers that was used. I came home and sold it for like $200 immediately. I had no idea that it was worth that. And now I have my eye out for them. I always
seriously, guys. I have no home runs this week as far as sourcing goes. I have stuff that I think is cool. I have stuff that I can sell for up to $100, but nothing that's like crazy. This one over here, she got multiple items that are just like bonkers. But that's what happens when you do hard goods. You can find some really sweet stuff. So,
all right,
that's the upside.
I will do a little bit of.
No, that's not what the guy at Savers dropped.
No, that's not what the guy dropped.
That would have been real bad news if stuff was
that would have broken. So I guess I'll show a little bit of clothing, and then you can do your stuff. And how many more things do you have?
I've just got a couple more jackets and then t-shirts.
Okay. So I'll do this and then you do the jackets and then I can do my final thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something else I picked up. This was in the robe section. It's actually a beach cover up or duster.
Ooh.
And the brand is Rachel Zoe. I don't know if anybody knows who Rachel Zoe is. She's a designer, but she's kind of known for more like she had a television.
Ooh.
She had a television show, but she is a designer and she's more of like a celebutante kind of. But anyway, this retails for $150 new. Used, it should sell for about $75. And yeah, it's nothing special. Just a little. She's a tiny blonde woman. Yes, that's exactly what she is. She's a tiny blonde woman with a bit of plastic surgery. So it's a good brand to look for. This is the other thing I paid up for a little bit at Buffalo Exchange. This was on sale. I paid $28 for this. It is a brand new with tags Tory Burch dress. There's some writing right on that tag, but it is a brand new with tags Tory Burch dress. It's last season, but the retail price is $295, and it is still selling for about $175.
Holy cannoli, guys!
I think I could sell this.
See, again, Buffalo Exchange, great. You're gonna pay up for stuff, but man, you can
this actually
really cool
sat
items
there for a couple weeks because it was on sale.
Yeah.
So someone didn't want to pay the $38 price tag. I paid the $28 price tag.
Nice.
I didn't pick up a lot of clothes this week, but I picked up a few. Another thing I picked up, and I really don't like women's blazers. Women's blazers do not sell very well unless they're a certain brand name. Again, it's kind of like women's suits. They sit for a long time. Men's suits, men's blazers, not all sell very well. But especially due to the untimely recent death, I picked up this Karl Lagerfeld blazer. It's a nice tweed blazer. It's in excellent shape. And I paid $750 for this. And I'll probably sell this for about $65 or $75.
Do you have any thoughts on plus size clothing as far as sourcing goes?
If you can get it cheap enough, good plus size clothing sells well. If it's a great style, great design. As far as like, Torrid and places like that, that's really, really overpriced mall brand. But because there are such limitations on plus size clothing in general and plus size designers, Avenue and Torrid and companies like that still sell for, you know, pretty good. You can pick them up for $1 or $2 a piece. You're bound to sell most items for $30, $40, especially jeans. They're just hard to find. Unfortunately, designers, mainstream designers, have not kept up with the trend of the average woman is now a size 14 or a size 16. And although that's not considered plus size in most clothing categories, it is in a lot of others. I'm considered plus size. So it's pretty hard to find good, stylish plus size clothing. There's just not.
Well, if you go into like most of your basic stores like Gap and stuff like that, your basic mall brands, it's like they top out at size 14, size 16. So it can be sometimes really tough to buy what's really a pretty average size.
Yeah, that Karl Lagerfeld is a size 10, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so you may or may not have seen these in the sourcing video. If you did, you saw me wearing them. There was not a dance off, but I did a little Running Man.
A little bit.
These are my favorite, one of my favorite finds of the week.
Amazing.
So these are vintage 90s, big baggy overalls, bib overalls. They're ridiculous. They're seriously ridiculous.
I love them.
I paid $7.50 for these. I am willing to bet that these will sell on Etsy and not on eBay. And they're just vintage Europa. They're like an extra large, I think.
Yeah.
You don't even feel like they've been worn. They're super crispy.
Crispy.
I'm gonna sell these for $100. Crispy. These are so like kid and play.
Amazing. I love them.
Like we're doing an 80s dance party theme for Katie's 40th birthday next month, and even though these are 90s, I might wear these.
They're pretty awesome. If they haven't sold by then, I don't know. They might sell really fast.
And then my last clothing item.
Rex wants to know, how did you know they were 90s?
Because I was alive in the 90s.
And that was a style. That was a brand, you know.
It's not a brand. It's just the style.
Yeah.
I know. First of all, I know the tag is an older tag, and I know the brand is an older brand. But yeah, I know that style was super hot in the early 90s.
Yeah, I would say that style. With that style, if you find something like that, it's either going to be 90s or it's going to be right now. It was made right now.
It was made right now because it's super hot right now, and that's not.
So there's probably something like that could be released right now by a label, but that's not a right now label. So.
All right, and my last thing was something Katie actually found it only because she went looking through the other side of the rack when I was right there. I would have found this because
you're welcome. Yeah, right. She says she was alive in the 90s. Yes, you were alive in the 90s too, but that was like her prime. Like
I was in junior high and high school.
We were kids when that style was going on, so we were super clued into that was the style that was hot at the moment.
Yeah. So here's so I grabbed this jacket only because I buy a lot of like Google and Amazon and eBay clothing, and it always sells anything tech related. But this one I thought was like actually cooler than most because it had the colors. It's just a white windbreaker with the Google colors. It's a lightly lined windbreaker.
Hey, Frenchie, my secret. Let me tell you my secret. Dress like a 12-year-old boy, and nobody will guess you're 40.
Yeah, or
there you go.
Or date a 12-year-old boy,
and also act like a 12-year-old boy.
And people will think that
you're dating your child.
Yes, people will think that she's your kid.
I love you, Mom.
More than once.
They're just doing it to bug you.
Anyway, so this I paid $5 for, and I probably think I'll get about $50 to $60 out of this.
Yeah, very nice. You keep throwing stuff up there. I'm scared that Herman's going to take a tumble. Making me nervous. All right, is it my turn? Yeah, see, I don't have anything too super crazy, but I love this jacket right here. So this is a UNLV Rebels jacket, but what I love is it's like the cafe racer style that's really super popular right now. The brand is
like a members only looking
King
style.
Louis. Yeah, it's kind of members only. And you know, you have been learning this over the last year because you just see so much UNLV stuff. You just assume like, ugh, it's just everywhere. And so I've kind of turned you on to the fact that it does actually sell and quite well. And I think there's a couple of reasons why it sells. One is people who went to UNLV or from around here. So of course they're going to be into it. Two, the colors. The colors are great. So red is really super popular right now. It's a great color. But look at this jacket, guys. Look at the lining. Look at this gorgeous buffalo plaid flannel lining. This is an awesome jacket. I bought this at Buffalo Exchange. I actually paid up quite a bit. I believe this was $24. But again, I did trade in a bunch of stuff. So I probably paid closer to like $18 out of pocket for this. But I should be able to sell this for $100. I will hold out for $100. Bet it will sell probably on the old Etsy. But this is a rad cafe racer, members only style
Can't
jacket.
put members only in the title, but
No.
that's just for you to reference.
No, but just that style. And I will sell that for like $100. It is a size small, but I'm okay with that. It's just a sweet 80s. And look at that gorgeous buffalo plaid lining. I love it. I love it. Anyway, Chunk Jones, I wish that someone would do a name the style of jacket show. Yeah. Actually, my favorite, probably the best find I found best thing I found this week, as far as just like a really good brand, good look, good ROI, is going to be this awesome Polo Sport pullover flannel jacket. Now this is vintage 90s streetwear. Polo Sport, there's Polo Ralph Lauren, there's Ralph Lauren, there's all the different kind of iterations of Ralph Lauren stuff. Polo Sport is one of the most popular when it comes to streetwear. And this is just like the super just typical Polo Sport with the flag brand right on it. I've sold, I sold that Doc bag that I had. I've sold purses, Fanny Packs that are in the style. These sell really well. This is another one that people sometimes will underprice. I haven't looked at the current kind of comps for this right now, but this bright yellow is a great color. Yellow or red is a really good color, or black. But I would guess I'll be able to sell this for $80 to $100. And I bet it will sell on Etsy. It's awesome. My favorite part about finding this is we went into one of the Savers, and it was, have you noticed lately, you go into Savers, if it's around school time getting out, all of a sudden the men's area section will be like overrun with young guys looking
a bunch of
t-shirts.
teenagers looking at
t-shirts.
That
are really t-shirts, jackets that are really into the whole vintage craze
probably
that's going right now.
On message groups.
They might be selling, they might be looking for themselves, but they're like just all over the place, right? And so I loved it because I went over there and it was just crazy. And then I walked right up, saw this hanging on the rack. Yoink! I will take that. Yoink!
Oh, big thrift. You each thrift an item that the other has to list and sell. That's a new segment for the show we should add, she says. Katie would have issues with that. She'd have problems. I wouldn't, because I would buy everything she buys generally.
I wouldn't say all Polo Sport is vintage necessarily, but this definitely is. You can see right here on the tag, see how it says made in Nicaragua of U.S. fabric. I would say this is late 90s right here. Trying to get that to focus. It doesn't want to. There we go. But yeah, I should be able to get upwards of $100 for that. So anyway, let's see. Why don't you go ahead and show? I just have t-shirts left, so I'm going to save those.
All I have left is my last big old thing.
Oh, you just have your last big old thing. So would you rather? Let's see, where are we at right now? We have 200 people watching. Let's get up to, okay, here's the thing. Vicky sourced something unbelievable ROI. She did say in the sourcing video, it is an electronics item. That's the category it comes from. Unbelievable ROI, what she paid for it and what it is worth, what she can resell it for. She gets it. We're super excited about it, right? We're going to tell you about it here in a little bit. She goes to buys it. The guy goes to help her bring it out. He keeps fumbling it, half dropping it. Things are popping off of it, breaking off of it. This one over here is cussing up a storm. Doesn't know if it's even going to work. He's just completely
literally there were 4 pieces that popped off of it.
She doesn't know if he's completely destroyed the best find of probably the last 6 months, really, when it comes to ROI. She's cussed up a storm. So we're going to show that, but we need 120 thumbs up. We're at 80 right now. Let's bring it up to 120.
It's not a teeth rattler, Angie.
And she'll go ahead and show that. But we got 200 watchers right now. Let's bring it up to 120 thumbs up and we'll go ahead and show that. So I'll show some more t-shirts right now.
Chunk Jones. That would also be a teeth rattler, but no, that's not what it is. And I'm not even going to explain what that is. If anybody needs to know what that is, you may or may not want to Google, but I'm not going to address that.
I'm going to go ahead and show some boring old t-shirts while we wait for you guys to bring those thumbs ups in, because seriously, you're going to want to see this find that she scored. And then we'll finish telling the story of how the Savers guy was trying to destroy your life, and your livelihood.
Pretty much.
Anyway, so this T-shirt, I didn't find any like the typical skiing type T-shirts, but this is like an awesome 1987. This is like some sort of like Frenchie, look at this. Some sort of like French skiing. I haven't looked it up. This is like in brand new condition, super crispy. Nice single stitch. It's coming up orange on the screen, but it's a nice red color. But this is a gorgeous 1987 skiing T-shirt. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm gonna see if I can get me at least $60 out of this, because that's what I do. That's what I do, and I love it. So I was super excited. Yeah, it's not orange though. It's like it's just red, isn't it? Or would you say this is more of a tomato?
I don't know. Just move on.
Thanks for your help. Guys, do you see how rude she's being? So rude. So rude. We're still waiting for more thumbs up. We got 200 people watching. We still need another 20 thumbs up. Guys, get to work. Come on.
Slacking.
Look at this sweet ringer tee. I got this. This is from 1986. This is some sort of basketball tournament. I haven't looked this one up either. It says PCSS. No idea what PCSS is. Basketball tournament
from
1986. Look, but even if it's nothing, just the fact that it's like a cool ringer tee from the 80s and it's like a basketball thing. Great T-shirt. I also got this and this is it's a screensaver. So this is an 80s tag right there. So I should be able to sell this again. I could probably sell this one for $40. So gorgeous. Love it. Love it. Here is a rad T-shirt I found. Now this is orange. This is one I found, another 85. I found this at Savers. This is one that, and you can see this tag right here. This is how you learn your tags, guys. Find stuff that's actually dated. This is from 1980s. This is the Hanes tag, 50/50. This one, they had it priced for $1.49, y'all.
Pricey.
$1.49 for this sweet vintage. I love marathon T-shirts. This is like in Spanish. Gonzalez. Some sort of marathon. I don't know what exactly it is, but I actually really like race T-shirts. I love running T-shirts. Anything that's like a race or a run or a bike ride. I think it sells really well.
So if you ever see a tag that says 100% undetermined materials, you know it's vintage. I've never seen one of those.
Candace, I have seen the movie Rad.
I love the movie Rad.
All right, we're almost at 120. We're really, really close. I don't know if Allison is still in his house, but I always think of her when I see ski stuff. It's not, the graphics aren't anything exciting, but I think it's a pretty cool T-shirt anyway. This is a 90s T-shirt. This is the Juanita tag. This brand of T-shirt's really popular with Japanese buyers. It's just like kind of a cool, it's got an interesting like kind of texture.
It's definitely a weird ribbed texture.
This is a very typical like 90s T-shirt. I love this one. It says on it, "When hell freezes over," and then you flip it around, "I'll ski there too." Waka waka waka. So I just think it's a cool 90s vintage skiing T-shirt. Even though it doesn't have super awesome graphics, I like the stuff it's got on it. So
Jody, is pre-shrunk cotton always vintage? No. You will still find that on things now.
Yeah. But see, Allison, I thought of you because I know you like to ski.
Angie, I don't know for sure when offers to buyers will be open to all, but they've definitely said they're rolling it out now. It is definitely coming out to more people now. I've seen people comment on it that didn't have it last week that have it now. So it's definitely getting there.
I mean, maybe you know what, Jill, good call about it being pronounced. Well, it's not, I'm not saying Juanita, I'm saying Juanita. It could be one, I don't even know, Juanita. Maybe I'm being completely silly right now and saying, I don't know. Anybody else have any thoughts on it? Could be Onita.
I would have said Oneida.
I've always just said Juanita, but I could be completely wrong. So
I've always said Oneida, kind of like Orida fries.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. Seriously, we only need 8 more thumbs up. We want to show you. We're talking.
Do you have any more?
No, I'm done. We're talking. Okay, so the item.
It's really not that. But the chances of them finding one are slim.
You never know.
So.
But this is like something where it's like, I would say, what would the lesson be? If it looks unusual, check it out. I don't know. How much you pay for it?
It was priced at $40, so I paid $30.
So you got 25% off of that. Guys, we only need 7 more thumbs up and we'll show you. But seriously, there were pieces flying off. She was like swearing like a sailor. I had pulled the car up so they could put it in the car. I was like, I should have gone in and like carried it out for her because she's yelling.
I could have carried it. I just happened to be carrying another big bag. So the guy had brought it up to the front of the store without issue. Because he happened to be in the back where I found it. And I said, could you bring this up front for me? I'm going to buy it, but it doesn't fit in the cart. Okay, no problem. Brought it. He's like, it'll be at register too.
He brings it up front, manages that quite well.
Half an hour later, we go to check out. I check out, blah, blah, blah. The register guy calls somebody, the same guy that had carried it from the back and said, could you carry this, help with a carry out? She pulled the truck up to the front door and I'm carrying my big bag of stuff in it. And he goes and puts it on top of the carriage. And I said, stroller, carriage, cart, whatever you guys call it, buggy. So I call it a carriage. Anyway, cart. So he puts it on top. I said, do you want me to carry that? I don't think it's going to fit on that because he's like, no, it's fine. As soon as he does that, it slips inside halfway, smash. Something pops off. I was like, I can carry that. How about you carry the bag? I'll carry that out. He's like, no, I got it. He shifts it again, smash.
Well, then you guys come outside. Like this. I've opened the back of the car. He comes out. I see a piece fly off and hit the ground and bounce. And I can see her. She's actually holding the bag.
Red. My face was red.
She was pissed. And then they get it in the car and he goes back and she's just like yelling. Like he's already got back in the store. So she's not yelling at him.
He was not even back in the store yet. Let's be fair. Right. He was putting it in the car. I was like, well, I don't even know if this is going to work now because this asshat dropped it 3 times.
And with electronics, they don't take returns. But she still wanted to get it.
So I was popping off. That is exactly what I was doing, Allison.
All right, guys, we're going to show you. We actually didn't bring it upstairs because it
weighs too much. But I already photographed it today, so I'm going to show you.
I'm going to do a share screen here so you guys can see it.
Savers worker gets kneecapped in the parking lot.
All right, here we go, guys. What is this? What the heck is it?
It is a magnifier for the vision impaired. So remember when I sold the Braille writer a couple weeks ago for $300 or something like that? This is a magnifying screen for the vision impaired. It's basically, you can attach a computer to it so that they can view a computer screen. You can put a book or a document on it so they can view pieces of it very largely. You can view it black on white, white on black, and it also shows color. Other people also use this for reading speeches, prompts for speech reading.
You can just read a book just like this because you can see right here, see how it has rollers here and here. So it's like it has a lot of different uses. So basically what I would suggest if you want to try to look at this and look it up, it's called, can you like click on the I can't zoom in.
Okay, so it's, let me look for my photo. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I'll tell you exactly what the brand is so you can look it up.
But yeah, so it super magnifies it. And then you can see this button right here. You can actually change it. See how here it's black and white. And here it's actually, it gives you like the negative version of it. But it also shows color. And so you can zoom in on anything. So it'd be really good for somebody who's vision impaired to be able to read it. They can just sit in front of this to be able to read a book.
Yeah, the brand name is called Optelec. It's OPTELEC. And this is called a Clearview Reader. Now, the ones that sell for the most have a 24-inch screen. This is only a 19-inch screen. But again, I paid $30 for this. Conservatively, I think I can get about $500 to $600 for it. If I hold out, I think I can get even more. I will charge shipping on this. I will probably just put a flat shipping fee of about $75. It does weigh between 30 and 40 pounds. It is big. It does not break down. It's going to have to be double, maybe even triple boxed. And I will probably have to buy some blow-in foam for this actually to make sure that it makes it easily, because it has a lot of different moving components and I don't want it to shift around, but it does work.
Well, and Vicky was like, when she was losing her shit outside the store, I just said to her, listen, we can't test it right now. Just chill out. When we get home, we'll look at it. And so yesterday we pulled it all out and really nothing had broken. What happened is this piece right here, you can see this blue piece right here, this snaps on and off. And then luckily there are little tabs on it. They had not broken. These pieces, one piece right here and piece right here pops off. And then there's a piece on the back that pops off. All 4 of those pieces had popped off. None of them had broken. So it was like super, super lucky. Nothing's broken. It's in great condition. This slides so smoothly in both directions.
Yeah, it's in beautiful, beautiful, perfect condition. It comes with all the manuals, comes with everything it needs. The only thing it didn't come in is its own box. I don't know who would have donated this, but in any case, it is in fantastic shape and full working condition. It seems like it might be an older model, maybe about 5 to 10 years old, but it doesn't.
It shouldn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It has an AV input. It has input for your computer. It's an excellent shape.
And this little thing right here, you push the button to change it from black and white to the negative. And then there's also a dial that you can adjust the magnification, so you can magnify it. So like this word that was
one word on there.
That's the whole. It fills up the entire screen. It's really, really cool.
But yeah, it's in great shape. So even though a bunch of things popped off and he dropped it 3 times, and I almost took his little head off or wrung his neck.
I mean, what a bummer would that be if like you got this thing for $30, you're so excited because you're going to sell it for hundreds, and then it's completely destroyed.
Yeah,
luckily
so mad.
it was not.
But it's in great shape, and the retail on this is over $3,000. The thing about vision impaired aids, a lot of people do get them paid for through different grants and different companies and things like that. My mom is legally blind. I have several friends that are vision impaired, and this is an item that they would be thrilled to find for less than 50% of retail online if they needed to. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited. It is going to be a pain in the neck to ship it. I have actually recently picked up several things that are going to be a pain in the neck to ship.
Well, I was telling, my whole thought was because we had gone, we go to the completely not completely a coincidence, the fact that we've been doing our stuff at the Nevada Blind Center, but they sell on eBay, and they actually have a giant machine that does the blow-in packing stuff, installation type stuff.
And that's where we do we hold our meetup groups there.
So I had told her like, hey, you should just bring it, or see, maybe ask if we brought a couple things, could you go ahead and use their stuff to fill in, just bring this and put it in a box, and then that way just store it already like packed. Because man, you can't see it. We should have shown a picture of it from the side. Maybe show it here. Pull it up on your phone. Pull up on your phone, because here's the thing. Here it looks relatively flat, but if you look from the side, this goes back really deep, and then it's an overhang here. Yeah, so you can kind of see in that picture.
It's a flat screen, but it's kind of, you can almost see like almost like a projector. It has an arm and is a movable arm. Anyway, it's pretty big. So really I am definitely going to ask my buddy Ryan, who runs the eBay division of the Nevada Blind Center, if he will float me some cool blow-in foam. I might bring it to our meetup if it doesn't sell before that, I may bring it to our meetup at the end of the month and ask and bring it packaged and ask if he'll do that for me. So
yeah, because that would make it so much easier.
Where am I gonna? I'm gonna sell it on eBay. This is not vintage. It won't go on Etsy, so it'll only go on eBay. And I'm gonna list it pretty high with the best offer. Again, there are not that many that are available. Fewer than 20, all different models available, and they have a very good sell-through rate. So
yeah, and the thing is, if she goes ahead and takes it and gets the blow-in foam put in and puts it in a big box, then it's gonna be easy to go. And you're just gonna be able, if it sells, you just slap a label on it, and you don't have to worry about like. Did I know what it was when I first saw it? No, I had absolutely no idea what it was. But I did know that it was something electronic and worth more than $40. And it was interesting.
And it was interesting.
It looks like not your average technology.
Yeah, I saw it, and it must have gone out that same day, because I can't imagine someone else wouldn't have grabbed it. And I basically just did a very quick lookup of the brand name and went, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I'm taking it.
Yeah,
I didn't. It took me 30 seconds to research. I practically had it in a cart before that. Not that I put it in a cart. I didn't. That was the Nimrod that dropped it. So no, I didn't know what it is, but I always buy quirky electronics items.
And you guys, electronics are like the easiest thing ever when it comes to sourcing, because they pretty much always have their model number right on them. So it's like, there's no reason.
This one didn't. This one did not have well, it's there, but it was hard to find it. So it's in a plate you had to take off. So this case, I couldn't find the model number, but I was able to find the brand. And the brand, because there are so few of them, I was able to deduce what it was.
But most electronics,
I thought it was
easily see a model number that you can look up.
Right. I didn't know that's what it was. I didn't know it was the teleprompter. I didn't know that it was a, for the vision impaired. I actually thought it was some type of projector. Type of thing. So, and that actually was worth it for me.
Which is similar to sort of like a projector.
Right. And that in and of itself was enough for me to buy it before.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. All right. We've done like it's been a really long
way
show.
Over. Sorry, guys.
Everybody's having a good time. We still got like 200 people here with us.
You still watched. You still waited. You still stayed.
I think this is a fun show. This is a fun show. I you know, we would appreciate any feedback you guys have. If there's other things you would like to see us do, but I really like this show. I like that we go over our numbers. I like that we show the stuff that we've sold in the last week, and I like that we show the stuff that we picked up, because I do feel like, you know, we've been doing this for a while, and I think our numbers show that we kind of know what we're talking about. And if we can help you guys to improve your picking skills and, you know, your sourcing skills,
your horizons a little,
exactly,
that type of thing.
Probably good coming from her, because for me, there's nothing broad about my horizons. I pretty much buy very specific stuff, but that's okay too. If it works, it works.
Yeah, and yes, I have used, Candace asked right there, has anyone used UShip? I have used UShip in the past. I have shipped freight before. This is not something I would use to ship freight. It only weighs about 30 or 40 pounds. Yeah. I wouldn't use UShip for that. By the same token, I wouldn't take it to have it packaged, but I do have some items on consignment I may take to have packaged for the same reason, because they're very high-end crystal items. So
Jody, we showed our numbers at the beginning of the show, but we each grossed close to $2,400 between eBay and Etsy, each of us separately. And then we were really close to the same net as well, both between $1,400, $1,500 net. So together, if we put our stores all together, close to a $3,000 net for the week. So
right, 5,000 gross, 3,000 net if you put our two stores together for the week,
or 4 stores even with our Etsy's and our eBays.
That's true.
So there you go. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. We always have fun doing this show with you guys. Look for us on Wednesday. We'll be doing our Boss Up and List show at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday.
Said, I made a suggestion which you promptly dismissed. Yeah, did you see? I was all for it. She was dismissive.
Well, because I have like such a set thing, like area that I don't want to. When it comes to my actual store, I don't really want to get into the gimmicky stuff of like trying to sell something random that she picks for me. That's just not interesting to me. I get it. I'm sure people would love it. And I'm sure it would probably work better if I sold everything, but I'm pretty rigid when it comes to what I want to sell in my store.
Seriously.
Sorry.
She's pretty rigid about most things.
That's
if
true.
It's not her idea.
It's true. I am pretty rigid. So
somebody gets their own way all the time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever's left. We're going to go watch some Vegas Golden Knights in a couple of hours.
Yeah, I have to change my shirt to my new Vegas Knights t-shirt that I thrifted.
I am going to go take some more photos today. And I'm already taking my pictures for the things that I purchased Thursday. So
yeah, and I took all my pictures yesterday. So there you go. Anyway,
Candace asked, is there an address we can ship things to you guys? If you want to send us anything, we love presents. If you want to send us anything, feel free. Just send Katie or I an email or a message through our contact information at the bottom of every video.
You're better off messaging her because she's way better at responding.
Yeah, we have no problem giving you the address. We do not have a P.O. box, so we don't advertise it, but we've given it out to so many people, it's really not a big deal.
Yeah, whatever. I'm pretty sure you can Google my name and find it. So there you go. All right, guys, we will see you later. Thanks again. We love you. We love you. We love you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.